Hey, what's up guys, it's Nick2. Real quickly today, I want to show you guys you can get up to 50 million XP per hour. Yeah, that's right, and I'll prove it in a second. Basically what happened is Nightmare Dungeons, the completion, but also the mobs within Nightmare Dungeons, the amount of XP they give got significantly increased. However, at the same time, they patched the original method we were using to reset Nightmare Dungeon to stay in there indefinitely, basically being able to just farm the mobs over and over again. But there is actually a workaround for this, which I anticipate will get fixed very quickly, so make sure to take advantage of this as soon as humanly possible. But this is going to be the most amount of XP that you can pretty much ever get in the entire game, and I want to show you guys how much XP you can get. So I already went over 50 million an hour, and 50 million is a low ball. You could probably easily get 60 to 65, maybe even 70 if you're like turbo efficient, but I was just streaming doing this on my druid, and as you can see, I'm only level 90 at an hour and 43 into the, here I'll move my camera, hour and 43 into the stream. And if I just go to 2 hours and 43, as you can see I'm level 93, 2 hours and 43, boom, I hit level 93, and the XP from early into level 90, like a couple million into level 90, all the way to level 93 is 50 million. So in literally an hour, I was able to level up from 90 to 93, which is insane. Before I get into the method, I gotta talk about today's sponsor, Enlisted, an impressively high quality and immersive World War II multiplayer shooter with a heavy emphasis on historical authenticity while retaining extremely dynamic and engaging gameplay, always keeping you engaged in the heat of battle. Enlisted is completely free to play for PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series X/S, and Xbox One, and even PC, and there's a ridiculous amount of content to sink your teeth into. Personally, my favorite part about the game was the different campaigns that I could do, where I can experience like epic historical moments, such as the invasion of Normandy, which was super cool, and much, much more. And with extremely large-scale combat, including like massive amounts of soldiers, armored vehicles, it's just a ton of fun to engage with, and you can even customize your own soldier exactly to your liking, such as your own weapons, your explosives, your medkits, etc., which I really appreciated. How authentic and historically rich the game is truly makes it a blast to play, and getting immersed in the time period is something that is just very enjoyable, and Enlisted does a fantastic job at providing that sought-after immersion. The entirely destructible environment brings that immersion level to an 11. Make sure to download using the link in the description so you can get a free bonus of 3 days of premium time and several orders for troops and awesome weapons. Download using the link in the description, and a huge thanks to Enlisted for sponsoring today's video. Alright, when it comes to actually doing the farm, real quick, I'm just going to talk about some ways to optimize it and the actual thing that you want to do. If you only care about learning how to reset it, that will be timestamped in the description, so feel free to just skip to that timestamp. But the most annoying part about this is that you cannot do this solo. You need to be in a group. So join the Discord. I have my own Discord channel, discord.gg/nick2. There's an LFG channel in there. A ton of people are going to be running with each other. So yeah, if you are a solo player and you refuse to play with other people, you cannot do this. You can't get 50 million XP per hour, but you can very easily get a ton of XP per hour if you just go into normal Nightmare Dungeons and you just kill stuff and you try to do ones that are 3 levels higher than you on average, and you do ones that are just, good affixes and give good XP based on the mob density. But if you want to do this in a group and get 50 mil per hour, that is going to be your best bet, is obviously doing it in a group, ideally in a group of 3 people. When it comes to which dungeons you actually want to run with this, first of all, you want the dungeon to be not just 3 levels higher than you, probably 5 or 6. The reason is if the dungeon is 3 levels higher, you get 25% increased XP, right? But the second that you level up, now the mobs are 2 levels higher, and you've bridged that gap, and you're going to be getting less XP. So ideally, unless your build sucks or something and you're having a really hard time, but ideally you want to do keys that are probably like 5 or 6 levels higher than you, so that even if you level up, you can continue to do that one key. You're only going to need 1 key for this, assuming it is decently higher level than you. If you don't have that key, what you can do is just salvage all the ones that you have, craft a bunch of them, hope that you get one that is good, and then while you're farming it, you'll end up just looting a bunch more keys. Like I looted all of these while farming this, and then you can just salvage all these and then craft even more. When it comes to which actual dungeon you want to do, outside of the key level being like 5 or 6 higher than you, if you're in a duo, you want to do Blind Burrows. If you're in a group, you want to do Champion's Demise. This is going to be the best bet. And obviously, you want to focus on affixes that aren't super annoying. So the best affix you could possibly get for the bonus is reduced cooldowns on kill. This is unbelievably powerful for pretty much every build, giving you nearly just infinite cooldowns, which will just speed up the farming significantly. Alternative to that, you can get attack speed, movement speed, or you can get crit chance. Magic Find, I'm pretty sure doesn't work, so that's really bad. When it comes to the negative affixes, you want to avoid things like monsters take less damage from close targets, or the vulnerable thing, cold enchanted. There's a lot of really annoying negative affixes, so getting the right key here is pretty important. But obviously that's going to be a little bit difficult, and beggars cannot be choosers. So the two keys that you want to do, Blind Burrows and Champion's Demise, even if you're in a group of two, Champion's Demise is really good, and I'll show you guys why. So once you pick out the key that you want after you've crafted a bunch or something, you're just going to activate that key, and then as long as your friend is in the party or whatever, he's going to accept, and then you're going to teleport right to the dungeon. And I'll just show you guys a full run here. Ideally, Champion's Demise is better in at least a group of 3 because there are 3 lanes, which is why it is so good for XP, and the mob density is still very good in here like it used to be. So this is pretty much pre-nerf Champion's Demise, but double the XP. So we're just going to go in here, and then I'll show you guys exactly how you can actually reset the dungeon. I'll really quickly just show you the run. But yeah, we're only in a group of 2, so we're not going to get insane XP. Right now I'm at 12.6, so remember that number. But basically, we're going to clear 2 lanes right here. The mobs are going to take a lot less damage because of the affixes, but everything should get pretty much one-shotted. Yeah, they're level 98, so they're going to get owned. So right now my friend is 99, so he's not going to get, like, perfect XP because he is higher level than the mobs. He'll still get really good XP, but it's not going to be as much as I'm going to get if the mobs are like 3 levels higher than me, right? But as you can see, everything kind of gets owned. When there's 4-player scaling, the mobs have way more HP, so I'd recommend just doing this in a 3-man if you can find 3 people that are pretty good and have good builds. But as you can see, I pretty much have my cooldowns infinitely because of the cooldown reset affix, which is really, really nice to have, right? So you can clear this whole thing if you're like really, really quick. I didn't even want to do the conduit shrine. You could probably do a clear in like a minute 30 if you're super, super fast about it, and then you can even reset faster. But just going to show you guys a clear. Not really too much here. I definitely shouldn't have taken the conduit shrine. I didn't even mean to do that. You can also get loot. Like, there's a ton of loot because it's all the elites like they're pretty much used to be. You can just only clear one side. You're only going to get the loot from one side, rather. But yeah, I mean, getting a pretty ridiculous amount of XP. When I was doing this in a group, I was getting up to 2.3 mil per run. Your mileage may vary there. But in a group of 4, pretty much clearing everything, got about 2.3 mil a run. And like I said, you could do that, pretty quickly. So now that we have finished a dungeon, we're going to reset. So my friend is the leader here. So basically what he is going to do is he's going to promote me to party leader. So and you just rotate on this. So I'm going to type reset. My friend is going to promote me to leader. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel the transfer world. Okay, I'm going to decline this. And then now that I am the party leader, I'm going to leave party. And this is going to effectively reset the dungeon. I get teleported out, and then I'm going to retain the sigil. He's still in that dungeon. He can still kill the mobs, whatever. So we've effectively duplicated the sigil at this point. He's going to request to join me. We're going to go back in. And then I'll quickly just show you guys that the dungeon is reset, and then I'll just speed it up just to show you the opposite end of resetting it. But basically, you just flip-flop and go back and forth. It's incredibly easy here. Pretty much just party host swapping. But the important part is disabling the transfer world, because if you transfer world, it's not going to work. The duplication of the key won't work. So I'm just going to speed this up just so you guys can see that the thing is reset. Also, I don't remember the number that I said. I think 12.6, and I got up to 14 mil. So I got 1.4 mil that quickly with literally one of the lanes not being cleared, right? So that is pretty big, and you can do this way faster than I'm doing it right now with a really good group and like perfect build and everything. My build isn't like perfect for speed farming. It's pretty good though, but yeah. Gonna speed this up and show you guys how to do it on the other end. Basically full cleared, and as you can see, I got another sigil on the ground. Make sure to pick up sigils so that anytime that you may reach the level gap, you actually have some sigils to turn into powder, or you may even just loot a Champion's Demise off the ground, right? I went from 14 mil to 15.2 or so. My friend is still clearing, and again, you have this entire other side of the map that is basically just even more XP, so I'm pretty sure you can get up to like 2.5 mil. I don't even think we were doing it all that efficiently, but anyways, when it comes to resetting it on the other end, very simple. I am literally just going to promote my friend to party leader, and then he's going to, again, he's going to click decline, and then he's going to leave the party. Boom, reset, and then I am just going to request to join him. Get this crap off my screen. Boom, I load out, and then the dungeon is reset. Insane gaming. So yeah, you get roughly 50 mil an hour, but that's honestly a low ball. That's what I got, and I think one person in our group didn't have a really good build set up, and 4-man player scaling, the mobs were literally 14 levels higher than me the entire time, so it would have been significantly better had that not been the case. Real quick, I'll just show you guys again that it's reset, but not going to do another run of this. Real quickly, just show you guys, yep, the mobs are reset, so yeah, that is pretty much it. Make sure to check out Enlisted for a truly authentic World War II combat experience and immerse yourself in the rich history the game has to offer by using my link in the description so you can get a free bonus of 3 days of premium time, as well as several orders for troops and some epic weapons. When it comes to what the best farm is for loot, like obviously this is just going to get you XP and not really much glyph XP. When it comes to which farm is the best for loot, I'd recommend checking out my previous video. If you do that side quest dungeon, there's a crazy amount of loot in here. But I'm pretty sure that this version of Champion's Demise, if you guys remember prior to them nerfing Champion's Demise, it used to have way more elite packs. I'm pretty sure this is pre-nerf Champion's Demise because it is a nightmare dungeon. Somebody can confirm that for me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that you're still getting just as much loot, and the reason that the XP is so good is because it's in a nightmare dungeon, right? Pretty sure it's still this good because this is pre-nerf version in terms of the amount of elites and stuff. So I think you still get unbelievable amounts of loot here. Obviously, feel free to loot, pick up all the legendaries, etc. If you're interested in that, you obviously, if you're split clearing, you're going to miss out on certain sides and not be able to get the loot for all of them. This is just getting XP, getting the most XP we've ever been able to get by twice as much as previously, while also getting a ridiculous amount of loot, right? So this is going to be your best bet. If you just want to only get loot though, and you don't really care about XP, you're like level 100 or something, check out the previous farm. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to join the Discord if you want to find people to do this with, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. I'll see you guys later. Peace.